Beloved, how are you doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? Today, I just want to talk about my passed on loved ones, the ones that we lost, and remembering these people, for the good they were in our lives when they were here. And I want to be specific on who I want to talk about today. Mr. and Mrs. King of the church, they was our family. And I say that they was the mother and father of the church. To me, they were, because they was the ones who held everything together sometimes, when they was able to, until they tried to, destroy that. Because, the devil always try to destroy good people, try to make it seem like they're not doing good things in people's lives when they really are. I used to love when, well, we all used to love when they used to come to church and stuff like that. We used to run up into them and hug them and stuff like that. They only had two kids, a boy and a girl, and we just felt like that. They was our parents too. We all treated each other like family in this church. When I was growing up, we did. Whenever my kin people used to be arguing and they kin people used to argue and stuff like that, Miss King used to always be the one to just bring us together. She used to try to figure out the solution so she could see how she gonna handle this situation so we can move forward, because a lot of people like to be messy and all that stuff like that, but she'll stop them, from arguing and stuff like that, see what the problem was. And sometimes it used to be a man, or sometimes he'd be jealous of one another and all that stuff like that. She make them hug it out and all that stuff like that, like my mom used to do us, me and my siblings or whatever. But she used to make them hug it out and stuff like that, and everybody used to walk and go their own way. Same with the boys, the women and the boys. They sit down and they talk to us and stuff like that, give us a good word on why we shouldn't be fighting each other, why we should stay together, all that stuff. But some stuff stick and some stuff don't. But what was heartbreaking to me is that some of these people was, wanted to come against me in the church too. It really was heartbreaking with these people, me learning that, as these people got older, they wanted to hate me. Some of these people at the church wanted to not like me or whatever because of what other people were saying without even knowing me themselves. Because you can know a person without knowing a person. You know of a person, but you really don't know a person for real. But it used to hurt my feelings, when I found out that these people was, part of this situation and stuff like that. It really did hurt my feelings. And I'm like, the people that brought us all together when we was younger and stuff like that, on good faith, it just seemed like, it was for nothing. Because look at us now, right? People going against one another and stuff like that. They're throwing a rock behind their hand. Sorry, trying to make it seem like, they wasn't, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. This, that, and the third, but they really was. But it's just heartbreaking because did you learn anything when you was younger? Did you learn anything from the teachings and what she was trying to teach us all about loving one another? I think so. Because y'all still bitter and mad and doing things that you shouldn't be doing around here is not okay. And it's not funny either. The things that you're doing to each other. Like why? That make you happy because you want to be a bully in somebody's life at your age. Like y'all are so old to be doing the things that y'all doing, don't you think? But I just want to remember these people of the church and another person that was named Mo. She held it all together too, and we used to love Mo. But one thing that they didn't like about Mo, and this was our Pastor Perry's sister. He didn't like how she was. He didn't want to accept the fact, or some people just didn't want to accept the fact that she was LGBTQ, which I don't think that you should turn these people away because they still God's people. They can't help, who they love. Can't nobody help who they love. I accept everybody for whoever they are. I don't judge anybody. Some stuff I don't understand, but it's not me. They're not using me to love on these people. So why am I in my feelings just because of who people accept in their lives? You would never see me going against somebody just because of who they choose to love in their life. We'll never do it. But some stuff just be heartbreaking to me. It really do. Because all these loving people that was in the church that was trying to help guide us in the right direction, we didn't hold on to none of that. We didn't hold on to none of it. We out here acting a dang on fool, and it don't make no sense at all. But like I said, Mo, I'm gonna tell you her role in the church. Her role in the church was to get the kids together and stuff like that. And we used to sell like donuts and stuff like that whenever we wanted to pay the bills and stuff like that. At church, we had to go out and sell these donuts and stuff like that, and be in the parking lot. Or it used to be like that. I wish it still was like that because that's how other people can get help when it comes to paying their bills in the church instead of relying on the members to do it all with them emptying their purse or their wallets to do so. They used to have other things that they used to do in order for us to go on trips, in order for us to keep the bills paid, all that stuff like that. Ain't none of that stuff going on anymore. They just relying on these people to give them money. And when they rely on people to give them money and stuff like that, sometimes, people fall short and they don't have the money to give. And they be trying to shame them for not being able to give them the money. Like, are you serious? It's other things that you can do. This was Mo's role. She went out and we always raised money. We raised money. Whenever we used to raise the money and stuff like that, she used to take us on trips. We used to go so many places with my man. He was happy until they removed Mo. They removed her from the church because of how she was and stuff like that, and we was crying. When we found out that Mo was leaving the church, man, all the kids was crying because we loved him Mo. We loved him Mo. They try to do Miss King the same way, try to downplay her and make her feel like she wasn't doing what she was the things that she was doing, trying to bring us all together and stuff like that was not the right thing to do. So they try to make her feel bad and stuff like that, and all this stuff, it's just wrong. Like, just because of how other people are, doesn't mean that you look at a person as a bad person. I don't care if it's their kids. If their kids out here doing things and stuff like that, and they bringing love in the church, and you try to look at them as a bad person just because of that, okay, she up there trying to make the kids of the church and stuff, just being negative. She trying to make the children of the church, um, feel a certain type of way and be a certain type of way, and her kids that have run around this, that, and the third, just negative. Just negative. Why? Why are we like that toward each other is what I want to talk about. Why? Like I said, just because I'm a good person and stuff like that, people just look at me as a bad person just because I like to stay to myself. I don't have many people in my business, and I'm not dating. It's a reason for everything. Everything happens for a reason. You don't know the reason why I'm not dating. I have to get me together. I won't want to bring nobody into my chaos with all this stuff that's going on. Too many people in my business trying to know this and trying to know my next direction and all this stuff like that. It ain't their business because they ain't never did nothing for me. Because why you want to know? It ain't your business. So you can learn, so you can know how to mess it up or see how you going to come in to mess it up. It's not your business. But some people just make things their business that's not. And you can't get mad at nobody just because you don't know things. It's not your business to know. If I want you to know my business, I will let you know. Just like everybody else, when they get on social media and stuff like that and boast about their business and stuff like that, I'll do the same thing. But no, you won't know my next move or what I'm doing because y'all always find a way to mess it up. I don't need you knowing nothing about my dang on life. If you're not trying to add good into my dang on life, what are you there for? What you trying to be for? There for? These people push me into a position of, pushing fear out of my life because of the less help that I would have with these people. So I had to learn how to be strong, and I'm not gonna lie, I try to reach out and stuff like that and just remove myself, and I'm like, okay, well maybe they want me to stay right here so I won't be scared or something. But I had to learn not to be in fear because anxiety, stress, all that stuff like that, worrying, it will kill you. It will. But people have a way of trying to do that, make you be in this fearful energy and all that stuff like that. so something can happen to you. So I just decided to just flip it around and was like, you know what, maybe I need to look at this situation totally different. Instead of looking at it as a bad thing, I'm gonna turn it around and look at it as a good thing, because if I continue to look at it as a bad thing, then I can manifest something bad to happen to me just because of the way that I'm thinking. So I need to rethink my thinking. Sometimes we need to practice what we preach, because I talk about a lot of stuff on my YouTube, and some of the things that I talk about, I don't live that. You know, like many other people, I'm not perfect. This is the honest God truth. I don't live that. You know, the stuff that I talk about on my YouTube channel and stuff like that, some of the stuff that I tell people to do, sometimes I find myself not doing, like trusting in God. Like seriously, you need to trust in God and trust that whatever is for you, you will get. You need to trust that you're protected. You need to trust all of these things. I had to learn how to do that. And recently, I just tried to get away from this location where I am and was denied. So I was like, you know what? I got to trust the process, and I can't get scared. Whenever I start getting in that fearful energy, I just have to just remember, God is working. God is working. Don't worry about it. God is working. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Just keep going. I have to motivate myself and stuff like that just to get out of that energy. Not sing, you know, be singing and dancing and stuff like that, trying to uplift myself. I don't care how bad I look or how crazy I look. I'm doing it for myself to uplift myself. Whether or not I feel like I'm looking silly or not, it's for me. It's not for everybody else. But just like I said, some people try to, put cameras in my apartment and stuff like that to watch me, and I felt like that was not right. Why would you want to put cameras in somebody's apartment for other people to watch them? However you wanted them to be watched. Like, why would you put cameras in people's apartment for the things, these bad reasons? I don't like that, because if you want to say that it's protection for me, honey, how is it protection and you watching me? You ain't watching what's outside. It's like people be building things off of you by using you, but making it seem like they're not using you. I don't like stuff like that. You don't do stuff like that. You ask for my permission first. You don't know what somebody will say if you ask their permission. If you can do these things, I didn't, I didn't give you permission to do none of this. You could have asked if you can do this. And just like I said, anything that I want to share on my own, I'll get up here on YouTube and share it with you. You don't have to pretend like you're protecting me just to watch me and build cases on me, or for an idiot to watch me and make money off of me and make games and fun out of what is going on. Oh, she's scared, she this, she that, and we're gonna record what she does inside. No, sit down somewhere. Like, please, y'all need to grow up. Grow up. That's what you need to do, is grow up. Just like I said, it's like these people never taught anybody anything. The ones that was in our life, that were trying to direct us on the right path. They didn't want us to make the same mistakes that they did. So that was the reason for them, you know, trying to teach us what they need to teach us in order for us not to fall in those same traps that they did. That's what all of like going through life is about. Learning. You know, going through something, learning from it, and moving. Forgiving and moving on. Right. But people don't know how to do that, and they instill that hate in their children. Why? Why you instilling that hate inside of your kids because of past things that you can forgive? Because you could tell a forgiving person. You could tell a person that have actually forgave their past and want to move on by the way that they act. I don't act ignorant just because people want me to act ignorant. Just because people expect me to act how they would act doesn't mean that I act that way. Because you can say it all you want to. Oh, I know this person gonna act the fool if you do this, that, and the third, because I know how I act. Yeah, that's how you would act. We totally different, love. We're not the same. But I choose to love. I choose to love and not hate. Because I felt like that'll be the best thing to do going through life. Loving people, not hating them. You ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself just by hating, right? That's how I feel. Like I said, I uplift everybody, congratulate people, and I be happy for them. the positions that they be in and all that stuff like that. I'd be happy that they be, they finally came out the street and they made something of themselves. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of people that used to go to that church. I'm talking about was wild. I'm talking about they was out here. I'm talking about friendly cats and worldwide pings. You hear me? They was wild. But then I was like, okay, seeing somebody from the church or whatever, they working as a nurse in a prison and all that stuff like that. They're a nurse and stuff like that. Seen another one that was working at the hospital setting and stuff like that. I be proud of people, even though I'm not older than these people, they older than me, but I be so proud to just see somebody doing good because I'm like, dang, they like if they keep on going the way that they going, it's not gonna be good for them. Whatever road that they going on is gonna lead to an end. It's gonna come to a tragic end soon if they continue going the way that they going. But when I see these people, I'm like, wow, look at God. I'm talking about just change their life for the better. But what these people couldn't hang on to, what they couldn't let go of is past things that hurt them. Hate. They couldn't let it go. Like, what is going on? Why is you hating a person that you cannot change nothing about a person? So why is you hating a person? Why are you hating on a person? You don't have to take care of that person. You don't have to be around that person. You don't have to do nothing when it comes to that person. So why are you doing that? You're doing that to yourself. You instilling hate in yourself for what? It don't make no sense to me. Like, make it make sense. Because I don't understand it. You hate a person because of what? Because I would love to know. I would love to know why people choose to want to hate me. I would love me if I was my friend. If I was the friend, if I was to choose me as my friend, oh baby, I would have the time of my life. People have never been around me to encounter, know me as a person, know me as a person to be around, to be able to judge me or see whether or not it is they'll like me or not. They just go off of what other people have said, other people's perspective. If you're gonna go off of other people's perspective, then go ahead. But leave me alone. You can't get mad at me just because of what somebody told you was a lie. Why would you get mad at me? I didn't tell you to lie. That person lied to you. I don't lie to people. I don't make things look like a lie either. I'm not a perfect person, but things that could drag me in and put me into jail, guess what? I get away from it. If you don't want to take your behind jail, you get away from, people and things that could put you in there, right? Oh, okay. But let them tell it, because, I stay to myself and stuff like that. I must be a crackhead, I must be this, I must be all of this stuff because I don't ever talk and speak out about anything that or address things. Why would I want to address stuff? It ain't important to address anything. Well, it is now, but it wasn't important then, especially if something is not true. Why would I be sitting up here arguing back and forth with a person if it's not true? I'm not gonna be getting mad and all that stuff like that and cussing people out and all this stuff like that, but I will prove my point though. I will tell my truth because people lie on you until they can't lie no more. If you ain't got proof to what you're saying, why you saying it? It's just like it's a lie, right? I don't have no lie for nobody, man. I don't try to make myself look good either, but I just keep myself, safe and protected from, the things that the hidden dangers. But that's exactly what these people be. Hidden dangers. They trying to make it seem like it's good when it's not. And people be ready to, just do you in. At any chance they get, they be ready to do you in. Whenever they have that spotlight, they be ready. But I just want to know, what did you learn? What did you learn from these people that passed over loved ones? Rest in peace, by the way. Rest in peace to y'all. But I love them, I love them like so much. Those were good people of the church. People that wanted to, keep us together and stuff like that. Teaching us about how to love one another and stuff like that because people were just evil, envious, had so much hate and stored in them because of what they chose in their life. Some people that encountered diseases and stuff like that, they felt like, their life was over with. But it was Mr. and Mr. King that talked to people and told them that it's not the end of the world and we all gonna get through things together, all that stuff like that. They was the ones that reminded us that we was important in this world. A lot of people, reminded us that we was important in this world and stuff like that. But it's just crazy, man, how we is toward each other today. It's just like a lot of our passed on loved ones died for nothing. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, all of them, they died for nothing. They died trying to fight for our freedom. And look at this. Look at how we treat each other. Look how we love on one another. Like I got on social media and sometimes I'm like so one of the readers, and some these people know they can tear you down, boy. They know they can tear you down. They tell you you are welcome to this community on YouTube, and we welcoming you with open arms, and they be talking about you right in your face and try to make it seem like they ain't talking about you. So I heard a lady say, the reason why this person be is because the ancestors want her to shut up because she's not speaking about the truth. Okay, so what about you when you be and then how to sip on your teeth, ma'am? So is it the same when it comes from YouTube? Like it is so weird. I don't understand. Like people, when people don't want nobody to speak up and say something about good things, that's what happens. They go to doing, stuff and all that stuff like that in hopes that they shut up, They start doing a whole lot of things. So I don't be cared about none of that stuff. But I just ask God to just whatever people trying to send my way, send it back to them 1,000 times fold. Because who are you to want to make somebody shut up about the things that needs to be spoken up about? Like people need to be talking more about, good things instead of bad things sometimes. But we have so much hate in this dang on world to where it just don't make no sense. But the good always outweigh the bad. That's how I feel. So I'm gonna continue to talk because they don't want me to. And ma'am, you need to stop saying that and sipping on your tea to stop you from coughing. Don't do that. I don't like that. And there's a lot of readers that actually have their cups and they sip on their cups because people be want them to shut up too. I'm not the only somebody that be and I'm not a reader. I just be getting up here talking, about the truth about my story, so other people can learn from me, and they can learn from me and move forward easily, knowing that they're not alone out here in the world and they're not the only somebody who went through something, But it is what it is. Like I said, it's just crazy to me how people get up on their platforms and be doing all of this, and they do the same thing and went through the same thing. So if you went through the same thing, then why is you up here trying to make it seem like what somebody else is doing is a bad thing? Like sit down, man. Like I said, it's other readers too that they have their tea and stuff like that by them, and they drink on their tea and stuff like that when they're about to cough or something like that to stop them from coughing and all that stuff like that, because people really don't be wanting nobody to talk. Like, are you serious? But I'm like, people need to be ashamed of themselves. Like, man, come on. Stop it. Why is y'all going after one another? That ain't what God called you to your platform to do. Don't do that. But I love anybody who I'm connected to and who I'm subscribed to. You already know that I love you. I'm not talking to y'all and stuff like that. But it be other readers that they be throwing up on my feeds for me to see. I'm not subscribed to these people. So when they throw them up there and I watch their video, it's something that they want me to watch. And when I watch it, I wish I would have never watched it. Because it be a word to come against me. Is how I feel. Don't put these readers in my face for me to watch these readers, because people know that I watch readers and stuff like that. Don't put these readers up in my dang on face. Wanting me to watch these people just for me to feel the same type of way, because I won't. If I don't feel the same way about myself, then you know you didn't accomplish nothing. I don't feel the same way you do. The same way you feel about me is not the same way I feel about myself, so it doesn't matter. I don't care what it is that you say out of your dang on mouth. I'm still going to get up here and I'm going to talk. I'm going to speak and I'm going to say whatever it is I want to say. Even though people try to say it in a nice way and try to act like, oh, I'm not talking about this person. Honey, we know exactly who you're talking about. And it doesn't matter. I don't care about none of that. But anyway, let me give y'all the word today. The Bible verse word of today is Psalm 23:6. That's what we're going to be talking about. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So would you. Do you believe that? Because I believe that. Do you know where you're going when you leave it? Are you afraid? I'm not. The shepherd's promise is what we're going to be talking about, y'all. Psalm 23 is a story about God as our shepherd. It's all about how God knows what's best for us all. He knows who we are and the path we should walk in life, okay? Because He is our shepherd, He also is our protector, guarding us from evil. At the end of Psalms 23, there is a promise for us. Surely your goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalms 23:6, y'all. I need to get into that. I love that prayer. My mom used to say this prayer to us every day until we had learned it. We learned it from top to bottom. I ain't gonna lie, I had forgot some of it, but she used to before we used to go to bed, she used to say this prayer to us, and we used to have to repeat after her. She helped us learn this prayer. You know, we always prayed at night, and when we woke up in the morning, we prayed, and I continued it on as an adult. You know, I continued it on as an adult, and I used to try to install it in my siblings and stuff like that. But they used to judge me so much. Like, girl, why is you every time I get in your car, you playing gospel music? Put it on some rap or something. Like, change your life up a little bit, cause they used to be party goers and all this stuff like that. I didn't used to be like that, but a lot of people used to mock me just because I was young and into church and all that stuff like that. And I wanted to guide them. I wanted to guide them on the right path and stuff like that. Live a little. You need to live a little, cause girl, whatever. But it just was installed in me because my grandmother, just like I said, I used to be the only somebody that used to go to on church when she used to come out there in the church van. I used to get up and I used to go to church with my grandma and stuff like that. And it used to be just me sometimes. Some of my siblings, they used to want to go to church. They used to be trying to hide or act like they sick and all that stuff like that. But I'd be the main one running out the door, getting in the car with my grandma. You hear me? God's goodness and love shall follow us means that life will go according to our plans. It also doesn't mean life will be free of sorrow and loss. Psalms 23:4 tells us that we will still have to walk through dark valleys. Here's what it does mean. God will always be with us. God will always be wonderful to us. Life may not always be smooth, okay? But God promised to always be awesome, okay? It also says that nothing and no one can take God's love away from us. Psalms tells us that his desire is to be with God in God's house forever. We need to desire the same thing because of God's goodness and love that will someday join him in heaven to be with him forever. Consider God as your shepherd today because he cares for you and protects you. Give thanks to God for his goodness and love, and that it will never end, but will follow you all the days of your life. Okay? That's what you need to be remembering. Okay? His goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life if only you believe. Like, seriously, y'all. What we hate each other for? You can't be me, I can't be you. So what we hate each other for? I don't understand it. Like, some people be really be trying to say that I want to be this person. What do you want to be? Be yourself. You don't know, people will love you if you just be yourself. Because some people really be trying to take things away from you. Oh, that person don't deserve to have it. I deserve to have it. I did this and I did that. Well, good. Okay? Reap your own benefits. If you did this, that, and the third, and you feel like you deserve something, to go out there and get it, love, but you can't get it from somebody else. You can't take that from somebody else. Cause I have many things that I can do myself. Like I can do I have a whole lot of talents about myself, but a lot of things and these people that's been placed in my life have really just detoured me down, dark roads, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm supposed to be way further than I am now. But because of these people and their decisions, it kind of, put me in a messed up situation. And I don't like it because I'm like, these people have kids just like I have children. They don't want me to work. They don't want me to do anything. They just want me to look like, I was dumb, stupid, and slow. They didn't want me to have no job, so I can take care of my kids. They wanted to make it seem like I was a bad mother to my children. So they orchestrated a lot of things behind the scene to, you know, make people reject me when it comes to jobs and things like that. Just like I said, they took things away from me and then they want me to have no job to be able to pay bills and all that stuff like that. And it's wrong when people do stuff like that because they don't take a moment to reflect or stop and just think about what they're doing really. They just doing it because it make them feel good. I gotta put this person in this situation to make this person feel a certain type, make this person feel the way that I feel. I feel this way about myself, so I want other people to feel the same way about themselves too. So I'm gonna put this person in a messed up predicament, and watch this person get out of it. Anybody that put me into a messed up situation, man, God always come through. He always pull up, just in the nick of time. He always pull up, and what people felt like was gonna be, they never manifested for it to be there. Okay, if it wasn't never meant to be there, it ain't gonna be there, right? And that's what people be expecting though. These people want me. They wanted me to be out, you know, kicked out, broke, with nothing, so they can make their story make sense. It did a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it did a lot, and it's heartbreaking because why is y'all doing all that? It's not gonna make me run to my past, cause that's exactly what these people were trying to do. Make me run back to my past and what hurt me. How about you go into my past and you satisfy those people who you want me to go back to so bad, or you want me to go back to abuse? How about you go back to abuse or go to abuse? Because some people have never been abused a day in their dang on life, but want to see somebody else go through it. Like, I know you lying. So because you ain't never been through abuse a day in your life, you can actually sit back and watch somebody else go through it and feel like it's okay. Ain't nothing okay about what y'all doing, man. Y'all need to change y'all life, like seriously. And teach our kids to go in a different direction other than the direction that you was headed in. Because they could end up losing their life. Before they could even get one, they could end up losing their dang on life. Like seriously, you want to do this to people and people regularly passing around you, and you still don't want to change and turn from your wicked ways. These people shouldn't have to lose their life just because of what you out here doing. Stop that. It's so ridiculous. Like, stop doing what you do. Like I said, man, I just asked to be removed from my family. Sorry, be removed from my family, my kid's father, his family, and stuff like that, just to get away from, just for to keep away karmic ties. I don't want no karmic ties to nobody. And these people, they been trying to grant me my wish on, getting away from these on people who was hurting me. Because if you ain't in my life to better my life, then why are you trying to be in it? You just want an update on what I got going on in my life. And for what? It ain't like you're gonna change my situation. And some people will try to make it seem like I'm gonna change you, I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And the time they got you, that's when the ball dropped. Oh, I really been gonna help this person for real. I just had to get this, get that in 30. You just want something to talk about. You want something to talk about. You want something to feel good about. You want somebody to know. You want somebody to know that you're doing, you know, they're doing better. They're doing better than you. Cause sometimes that's where it make people feel good when they know that they're doing better than you. Like, why? Why is y'all the way that y'all is? Like, ooh, I just get on my nerves. It made no sense. But just like I said, they installed that same hate into their children, Lord. They installed the same thing on hate. And I'm saying Lord, like I'm talking to the Lord. Because I really do be talking to the Lord. I be having a conversation with that man, somebody that I can't talk to, so I talk to him like that. So while I'm in front of the camera, I'm sitting there talking about some Lord and all this stuff like that. I'm talking to y'all. YouTube family. Sorry guys, sorry. But anyway, I just wanted to just make a video to talk about our past over loved ones and stuff like that. The ones that we have loved, the ones that are supposed to be instilled good in us, but it just seemed like it's not working. Because these people just chose to hate when they shouldn't be hating. But these people do a whole lot of things. I'm talking about they do a whole lot of things. Do you hear me? Just weird and wicked. You wanna hurt somebody nobody just because of how you feel or what you chose. That ain't got nothing. Look, we didn't tell you to choose that man who you chose. That ain't nothing man that you laying up with. We didn't tell you to choose him. You can't get mad at everybody just because of your life is in shambles. You can't get mad at me because of what your life look like. My life don't look like that for a reason. I choose to be alone. I don't care. I'll be alone for the rest of my life as long as I don't have to be connected to somebody that's calling. Because I refuse to get back in a situation to where I have to be asking God to remove me from a situation again. You learn from the mistakes that you made. That's what I did. If I'm in an abusive relationship and God removed that person out of my life, you think I'm gonna go back to that same thing on abuse and be asking God again to remove? No, that don't make no dang on sense. That's the reason why He removed you from it. That's why I say I ain't understand why people is working so hard for me to go back to abuse. Cause that's exactly how I see it. You trying to do all these things to me in hopes that I go back to abuse. Why? What you want me to be abused for? How about if you want that person to have somebody so bad? How about you go and satisfy him? How about you go be with him? How about you go love that person? I I I promise you, you can love them better than I could. I can. Look, baby, I'll tell anybody, I was praying on my knees, do you hear me? Asking God to please send somebody into this person's life, do you hear me? Send somebody into this person's life that's gonna love him the way that I did. Because apparently I did not love him. I did not like him. I did not show him love. I didn't do the things that, was pleasing to him. So he just felt the need to go out there and stroke his royal oats. I'm just saying, but it was my business, but still. Lord, please bring somebody in this man's life that can, satisfy him the way that I couldn't. I'm not wishing bad on you. Why would I wish bad on you? I want the best for you. I mean, I know you ain't gonna wish the same for me, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. But I want happy for you. I want you to be happy. I'm not gonna be in your life while you sit up there being happy. But this person that kept love from out of my life, you know, because he wanted me to be that person that just he wanted me to be the fallback person. He wanted me to be that person that if it didn't work right with another female, that he can always come back to me until he couldn't. Okay, until he couldn't, because it was mostly fear, to be honest. It was mostly fear, you know, fear of me, of somebody getting hurt or something like that. It was fear. So it wasn't like I was staying or nothing like that. It's just trying to close myself off and all that stuff like that. I just don't want nobody to get hurt. I don't want nobody to get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt in the process, because I see it all the time with these stories and these people having crime of passion and all this stuff like that. And they see you to move on, even though they have a whole dang on family somewhere else. They see you to move on and you happy and all this stuff like that, and they in the shadows watching your dang on life and how you moved on, and they get jealous and envious of it, and they end up taking your life. I don't want that to happen, y'all. And I know it's sad the way I live my dang on life, but I'd rather live my life this way than to get somebody hurt. I just don't want to do it. I can't do it. My heart will not let me do it. And you got some of these maniacs that will follow you from one location to another. That's why I try to um, get into a program to where if they help me move out of town or something like that, they can help me move out of town without this person even knowing. But these people refusing to help. They refusing to step in and do, what they need to do to help me. And I'm not the type of person that when I move somewhere, that I post my location and all that stuff like that, or even because that's I have to actually, like, if I really want to be comfortable, I have to change my name, all of that stuff, because if I put my name on something and I be looking up getting deliveries and all that stuff like that to my apartment and all the stuff like that, people be doing a whole lot of things to get to try to know where you are. They deliveries, your mailing address, all of that stuff. They can look you up in the system that way. Um, when it comes to your the post office, all of that stuff. These people be paying people to do things. That's why it be important to change your name whenever you're going through situations like this of cycles of abuse. It's very important if you change your name and then move. And then when you move or whatever, don't nobody know your whereabouts, because when you enter anything on social media, it's a paper trail. Like seriously. When you filling out applications, when you filling out this, that, and the third, all your information is being entered on the web or whatever, and somebody can find you. These people, it's been people been following me. I'm talking about everywhere that I go, they go. My kid's father and people who I didn't talk to in the past or whatever. It was very short that I talked to these people, but they also follow me from different locations. This is very, it's dangerous, and people ain't taking. They're not taking thing into. They're not being serious about none of this stuff that's going on. They're not. I just feel like people need to start protecting people better when it comes to situations like this, because it's like putting people's life in danger. Just like I said, they learn what a person is and stuff like that, and they go to following a person and stuff like that, and you don't know that you walking out of your apartment to your own death. Just like I said, I done seen my ex next door to me. The same person that been following me, the person been following me for years, and I seen them in Pinson, and I seen them at this location, right along with my child's father. These people been following me for a while, and only thing I ask these people is to just please just remove me, move me somewhere so my mind can be at ease. I can be protected and stuff like that. Since they didn't want to, or didn't want to help me when it comes to that situation, I just decided to just not be in fear. And if anything, whatever it was to come, I can't stop it from happening, right? So I just keep going and just try to not be in that fearful energy. I mean, why be in that fearful energy and I can't do anything about it, right? Just like I said, if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen, regardless to whether or not I want it to happen or not. So, what else can you do, right? What else can you do? Can't do nothing but just wait. But I just pray about things and I just decide to just keep on going. I try not to be afraid of things, because sometimes I want to have to build myself up before I even walk outside and go, because I have to get out and walk up the street to go get groceries and things like that. The things that I need to, you know, keep myself, you know, healthy. I have to eat all that stuff like that. So I have to walk up the street and things like that. So I have to build up courage just to go out. And I ain't gonna lie, I do. But I'm starting to break myself out of that situation. But some people just they know where you at, and they trying to send people in. But you just have to be careful. But how can you know that the person that's offering you a ride or something like that is that person that's really meant to harm you, cause harm? How can you really know that? You can't. Just like I said, be careful, y'all. Be careful out here, because it is serious. And there's people that's dying left and right, and people ignoring, you know, they ignoring a lot of things. It's like they want the same thing that other people want. Is how I look at it. You ain't trying to help nobody or nothing like that. It's like you're trying to, you part of it. Want something to happen to a person. That's just how I look at it. If you're not trying to help, or put yourself in that situation to be able to help, and you're in that position to help, and I feel like you're part of it. But I just learned how to just rewire my brain, change the thoughts, change my thought process. That's what I learned to do, to just change my thought process. But like I said, if people really want to help, with people like me, domestic violence victims, I feel like you should change their name and then move them or whatever, so they won't have nobody following them, all and stuff like that. They won't know what person that. and get these people name changed. Because these people follow them. They do. They follow you to your next destination. You don't even know that these people following you, but they be following you the whole time. And they be thinking that they be doing the right thing by keeping you safe, by keeping you in these shelters and stuff like that until they feel like it's safe enough to move you. But still, even when you move and you still have the same name, they can find you. They can, and they will if they want to. They send a private investigator. That private investigator can find out everything that you think was hidden. Some private investigators, whenever you found a private investigator on somebody's case, I think they should be locked up too. Because if you're a private investigator and you track down a person, not knowing, even if you know, because some people be knowing, God knows, some people be knowing what what their job is, but they don't care. They just care about the payment. What they care about is the payment. They don't care about what harm they bring into a person. They just care about getting paid. Oh, I'm finna get paid for this job. Oh, they paying top dollar and time you. And I watch it on the movie all the time. I do. I watch it on the movie and stuff like that. Well, these private investigators, they track down their victims and stuff like that for other people, their clients and stuff like that because of what they paying top dollar and stuff. And when they track them down, I'll say like when they finally find them, they come to where they are, and they no longer here anymore. They come up missing, and then they find their body somewhere across town. I think that the private investigators should get locked up too. Once they found out that it was a private investigator on somebody's case, the private investigator should do time. They should do time behind bars. They should, cause this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all for somebody like me to live my life this way. And I ain't saying that I'm a perfect person, but I'm a damn good person to a lot of people, and you will never know that. Especially if you ain't never had no time with me, you will never know that. I keep myself closed off because I don't want nobody to get hurt behind these people and they refuse to move on. These people do a lot, and I'm just trying to keep myself safe. I just pray to God. I'm like, Lord, maybe one day I learn, to smile again and be happy. But right now, I'm just trying to get to safety. I'm trying to keep my head above the waters. It's a shame for people to live their life like that, but it is what it is. But it's gonna be okay though. But I'm not gonna post tomorrow or whatever. Tomorrow is my day or whatever. I choose not to post. I'm just gonna be to myself or whatever. Just get myself together continuously. Get myself together. But I just want people to know, stop being involved in things that you don't have. Stop being involved in things that you don't know anything about. You don't have knowledge about when it comes to a person. Please stop being involved, y'all, with somebody else's demise. Like seriously, you want to sit and watch a person get killed too or get hurt? I don't care if that is your relative. If somebody is threatening to take somebody's life or threatening to hurt somebody, you get involved with the police and try to save that person's life. Because like I said, man, these people move like next to me to try to make it seem like this person was not a stalker. Be coming up there like, it ain't like I ain't doing nothing. You watching me. Like, ew. Y'all paying people to put cameras in my apartment. Ew. What's wrong with y'all? It's weird. So I just feel like a lot of people need to go to dang on jail when it comes to situations like this. Like seriously, everybody who was involved. I don't care if you listen to COVID or whatever, you have money. You should be in jail too behind bars for wanting to, risk your job to do this to a person. No, you don't do stuff like that. Whenever you want to protect somebody, you put cameras on the outside of their apartment to see what is going on around them. Put a camera on the storage unit so you can see who coming, back and forward, behind. In somebody area or whatever, behind in the back and stuff like that. Excuse me, but it's just I don't be understanding. I'm trying to understand more, but some stuff is. But I just say I'm protected. I'm just gonna say that. I just said that I'm protected. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. Look, I have faith and believe that I'm protected, but when I go to seeing stuff like that, I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe I'm not. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing this person. Lord, please help. But it is what it is. I just pray to God that I am or whatever. That's what I have to believe in my mind, that I'm protected in order for me not to go crazy. But it's okay, y'all. But I love y'all. And I pray that y'all have a blessed rest of y'all beautiful Saturday and a blessed week ahead, y'all. And I'll talk to y'all on Monday. Because I'm not doing nothing tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow is my day. And I choose to just be to myself. You know, I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to just enjoy just living, you know. But have a blessed rest of y'all day, you know. And I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, y'all. I really do. And I hope that y'all learned something from this video. I pray that y'all be learning something from every video. But if you don't, it's okay. Maybe one of these videos will catch your eye one day. I don't know. But I hope it do. I pray it do. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed rest of the day. See you later, guys.